What's good, YouTube? It's your boy MH. We're back again with another video. It's been a while that we didn't speak about this topic. It's a topic that I actually really care about. We did a video about it. It's concerns the mental health and actually the prospect of bettering yourself, improving on your goals and improving on who you are, getting to a better version of yourself. So, it's a video about mostly about a known person that actually many of you know. He inspired me. I know he's problematic, but if you are able to keep the good things that he said and make abstraction, like pick and choose what you listen and take from everybody, I think everybody could actually be of good help. Everybody can teach us something. So you just have to pick and choose the material that is relevant without actually going to extremes. You guys will actually see it when we begin. And without further ado, let's just jump straight into the video. I hope everything is okay right now. Yep, everything's okay. So let's just begin.
You have to find the triggers in people. There's another thing people don't understand about me and my message. Sometimes I sit here and I say things that piss people off because that's how you trigger people to make action. I have often written emails or done videos to, especially to men when I want to help men, to
Exactly.
piss them off.
That's the thing I had to make the clarification. I think it's mostly works with men. Majority of them, not all. But when men get triggers with challenge, you feel me? And that's how you better off yourself most of the time.
And you're insignificant. And when you die, nobody's interested. That's your fault. You could have been something else. You did
and
that.
even
You
here, I
failed.
think he's trying to just beat your ego for you to move. You feel me?
You didn't take action. If you take action, you will win.
I hope this conversation will be a good one.
Everybody always says, if you tried your best, that's all that matters. The best is all you can do. If you tried your best, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if you lose if you tried your best. Most people have heard that before. But there is a secret to the universe that most don't know. If you actually try your best, you can't lose. Not pretend to try your best, not try your best 90% of the time, not try your best with excuses. If you genuinely try your best all of the time, all day, every day, it's impossible to lose. So when people say, if you tried your best, it's okay to lose, that is a logic fail. Because if you lost, you didn't try your best in the first place. If you actually try your best, it is impossible to fail in this life. God is watching and he rewards those who want it the most.
Karmic retributions are real. In the end,
I kind of get what he's trying to say. I'm trying to be able to pick and choose and not be just blatantly locked in with what he said.
Deserve more? Have you really tried 100% of the time? Did you ignore that headache? Are you as competent as you could possibly be? Have you given 100% every time you've done anything? No. You deserve what you have. You deserve your mediocrity because you're an average person.
Let's put some nuance into it. I think the most blatant part is that you can take some time off once in a while, but what he means, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is that whatever happens in your life, it's a choice you made. You follow me? Most of the time, everything that you can't do is mostly because of an action, a decision. Either, how will I say it? You couldn't act upon it, and you didn't calculate the arisal of unknown events in your scheduling, which I would say is also maybe your fault. I think telling yourself it's actually your fault is the best way to move on, because rather than finding excuses on who or what have done whatsoever, you can actually just proceed. And if you think it's yourself the problem, not beating yourself up, you can find a way you could have stopped it, improve your methodology, and actually do better the next time. Because every time you do something, even if you fail, it's actually a good something, how they say, it's a good lesson. You feel me? You never lose actually in life. It's only lessons I get.
You want a Lambo and these women and a boat and whatever else you want because you see it on Instagram, but wanting something and deserving something are very different things. If you truly deserved it, you'd be working for it in a way that ensures it would be given to you by the universe. Every single thing I've ever wanted, I have got. Maybe not instantly, maybe not easily, in fact, certainly not both. It was always difficult and it always took time, but I really wanted them, so I always got them. And I put in enough work to show God and show the universe I deserve them, so He gave them to me. The average people come to me and say, what do I do? I'm just the average guy. And my only answer is stop being the average guy. It's my only answer. You can't just be the average guy anymore.
You gotta work on yourself, my
dream.
dream.
The 1950s that you can just be the normal, average, law-abiding, hard-working citizen and you'll have a good life is gone. Any man
And
out here who
also,
goes, I'm just
don't
gonna
be
work
afraid
hard,
to
do
speak
my
out.
bit,
That's the most
obey the
important thing,
laws,
because
and I'll have a good life. No,
you can
won't.
think
No,
you can
will
do it
not.
all alone now. You
Just doing your
cannot, my
job's never make you
G.
rich, because you're just gonna be taxed into infinity and you're gonna stay broke. So just obeying laws and doing your job now has set you up to be a peon and a slave for eternity. It's very hard for you as a person to be exceptional if you think and do the same things as the normies, as the wagies, as the brokies. In fact, I would argue it's near on impossible. This is
something that he says, it's really true, and it depends on how you perceive it. Because if you put in the work, like you actually do just the basic stuff, you can actually succeed in whatsoever. If you don't make the efforts, like you say, all men, for example, don't speak about their problems. So I'm not gonna say it. You can create a trauma into yourself that will end up causing you more harm than good, because it's not being weak to actually be able to ask help when you need to. You feel me? So like I was saying in the beginning, you need to be able to pick and choose, put it into perspective, everything that you want. So it's just it for me for now. Let's continue.
logic trap that many of you are falling into. I want to be lazy like normal people. I want to do normal things like normal people. I want to work normally. I don't want to work hard, but I want a Lambo. And I want people to think I'm exceptional with no basis behind it, with no true roots to my tree. I just want to look exceptional without being exceptional because I have no exceptional habits or outlooks. And this
That's
is
why
why
you gotta-
you don't have what you want, because the universe, God, cosmos, karma, whatever you want to call it, is not going to allow you to play fake for a long period of time. If you're a faker and you catch a quick crypto pump and buy a Lambo, you'll be broke again. You have
Exactly. Fake it until you make it, and don't stop trying on when you make it, because the example he gave is really good. You need to be financially aware of your situation. Like, it's in a little bit in correlation with the last video we did. If you do get something to a point in life, don't sleep on your winnings, because life is it's like, oh, one day you can be up and the next day you can be down. It just depends on perception, the events that are currently happening, and how you react to them. Actually, you react to them is the most important. So it has to deal with the work you put in onto yourself, the amount of pressure you get off your shoulders by either speaking with people, going to the gym, taking care of yourself, taking an activity that actually permits you to cool down. You feel me?
to genuinely become exceptional to stay exceptional. So it doesn't matter what system you try and put together, the winners are going to win and the losers are going to lose. So a lot of these people who are so obsessed with trying to change the system as if it's going to give them a fighting chance, no, because the world is competitive. It's player versus player. A lot of people don't understand that. Every single thing of value that you want, the reason it has value and the reason you want it is because other people want it. That hot girl you want, other men want. That's why you want her, to get her, to show it's valuable. If no one else wanted her, she wouldn't be considered hot, and then you wouldn't want her at all. That's the exact.
That's what I said. Pick and choose. In the concept piece, right? Everything that you want has actually value for you, necessarily not for other people. But like I said, you don't have to compete or put yourself into a situation where you know it's not necessary. Like for the hot girl, if you see there's a hot girl and that there's competition, a fair competition, a good competition is good, so far as it's not toxic. Like, if you don't have to go out of your way, like you just have to be yourself to be able to get up to a certain point with her, it's nice. But if you constantly have to go against yourself, change the way you are, act differently, nigga, just move on. Like, you feel me? It's not worth it, because it's at the end of the day, everybody has a person made for him, be it good people or bad people. So you eventually find it, and it will actually be more of a good thing for your mental health if you actually just go like that.
Point of it. So you're always competing against other people. Every dollar you want, somebody else wants. Every car you want, somebody else wants. It's completely and utterly competitive, and it doesn't matter what structure you put on top of society. That's base human nature. And if you're going to be a loser, and you're not going to take self accountability, and you're not going to wake up and realize that absolutely everything in your life is your own fault, and you can.
You see, he's coming back to the self accountability. He's just trying to be able to piss people off and react against them.
Of pity anymore. Don't give a shit because they decided to be losers. If you're the kind of person who's exceptionally hard on themselves and never misses an opportunity, it's very hard to feel sorry for people who miss every opportunity they're given. Over time, eventually, you're like, you were told, and you had chances, and you didn't act. And those people you don't feel sorry for. I'm talking about someone who's only been rich for 10 years. They're gonna go, oh, it'll be fine. And they're gonna lose their job in 3 years to AI. And they're gonna be like, oh, what happened to me? I'm so unfortunate. You're not unfortunate. You were told, you were warned, you didn't take action, you refused to act. That's how I think. Imagine how a banking dynasty views the average man. They've been born into wealth. They've been wealthy since the 1700s. They've never even seen the average man. Imagine how little care they have for you. That's why they inflate your currency and leave you to live amongst poverty and drugs. That's why they don't give a fuck about you. When you're at the bottom, you don't
Think about others. That's something that even if you have whatever riches or whatever status you have in your life, always think and remember about others because it's the most important things. If without others, we are nothing. We have to live together. Even though, like I say, advices doesn't advise, it's consequences that advise. You can still give the advices to the people you really love, but if they're hard-headed and just hard-headed, let me just use it, they won't listen to you. It will go through one ear and go through the other. Like one of my teacher used to say when I was in middle school, you can't force somebody to listen or to have a wake-up call. You can just make sure you're there for them when they need it. So don't leave them, don't look at them from the top. But in actually most people, like you said, the banking system, they're not there to help you, they're there to make money, and they make money off people suffering, you feel me? So that's a little bit contradictory with all the things we have. Like life is never gonna be easier against you. And I think it makes it fair since it's never gonna be easy against everybody. You can't, for example, be angry with somebody that was born in a rich family just because he was born there. He has his own difficulties that you never know, but they're not the same as yours. So it's all around that thing. It's not like just a one-sided thing, I think.
get gifts at all. If you do, you better fucking show you're grateful for it, or you're never gonna get it again. At the top, if they give you money or give you gifts, they expect you to go out there and do something fantastic with it, like they would do, because they have high expectations of themselves and their bloodline. But if you're in the middle, you're allowed to fuck up. Do you think Baron Trump is gonna be allowed to fuck up with Trump's money? Doubt it. Do you think the people at the bottom are allowed to fuck up with a few dollars in the house? No. You know who's allowed to fuck up? You. Somewhere in the middle, you can borrow a bit of money, you can oops, I got in debt, oops,
Don't borrow,
oops, I'm a
don't.
dummy. You can
I
oops,
think that's a
oops,
good
oops.
advice.
And guess what? They'll bail your stupid
Never
ass out.
borrow,
You will
never get into
truly
debt.
feel the
That's
sting
the
of
problem I
wrongdoing.
had with credit
And
cards.
that's why you're gonna stay
Out
where
of
you are.
religion,
It's
that thing is
truly
really a
incredible
bad
how
thing
much
because
you
no
can
money is
sabotage
free.
somebody by helping them. You primarily help somebody by
You'll be hearing people
refusing
advancing you to use
save
your
them from
credit
their
score
own
whatsoever. It just
self-sabotage.
depends on the
And
values
it's
you have.
poor people and rich
You
people
can do
that
it,
that.
but
People in the middle do not
me, I
see it.
don't personally go by it.
If you're a loser, you chose to be. For the same reason, if you're fat, you chose to be fat. I don't fucking buy any bullshit that someone is force feeding you. You decided to be. I think the universe is a very giving place.
The
I think
nuance
that
is he's
God
not
is very
talking about
giving.
people that
I think
have
that in reality, objective
illness,
reality,
because
if you
obesity
truly
can also
try
be
your
a
best, you'll
disease.
get it. I've yet to meet somebody, maybe you can correct me, who eats right, goes to the gym every day, and trains as hard as they could.
So
who's
don't
not
be
in
taking
fantastic
it
shape.
personal.
I've
That's what
never
I'm saying.
seen
You
it.
just need
But
to
it's
pick
like,
and
so
choose.
the only people
He's
who aren't in
actually
fantastic
problematic
shape are
in the
people who
words he said,
decided
but
not
if
to
you
do those
can get
things.
the
So
best
they
part,
decided. So I don't feel sorry for them. I'm done having pity with people. I'm done fucking sitting there going, oh, doop-de-doo. No, you decided to be a fucking loser. So your life's shit. So you're depressed. Good. That's what
No.
you decided to pull from the universe. I decided to pull the absolute opposite.
that's what I'm saying. You don't have to compare yourself with anybody.
Unless you take action action and do things that show the universe you deserve a life beyond somewhere stuck in the middle, simply being extracted from and affording lifestyles for other people who have had either a better upbringing, perhaps had an advantage you did not have, or they started below you and surpassed you. You as a man should be offended by the fact that my brother and I started miles below you and have surpassed you in every single human metric. That should bother you. You should be inspired by us, but you should also
The
sit
thing
there
is,
and go,
he
why
too,
are
he
they
started
beating me? They started
not what
below
he's
me. They
actually
started the race
telling you, because when
way
you follow
back
his
there,
story,
and I was so lazy and so stupid, and I took life for granted.
it's not
and I
actually
expected
dead,
everything to
but
be
what
given
he's
to
saying
me.
is
But
correct.
These guys have managed to lap
You
me
can't
and surpass
blame
me
people
based
that
purely
suppress
on
you. That's what I'm
hunger
saying.
and
Don't
grit
compare yourself
alone.
to
They had
anybody.
no
The only
advantages.
person against
All they had
who you can
was this
compare
innate
yourself
desire
is
to
you.
do anything it took. I'm from a council estate, right? I came from absolutely nothing. And I'm now at my position in life, and I know how hard I've worked. When I meet somebody who's whatever, 50 years old, and they have absolutely zero money, I don't think, oh, he's had it hard. I thought, you just didn't, you're just lazy. Your sympathy disappears after a certain amount of time. When you pull it off, you pulled it off, I pulled it off. When you've been through X amount of shit to pull it off, and everyone's just coming out with excuses all the time, sympathy vanishes.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm sorry, I don't buy your shit.
Right.
You were too busy sniffing, drinking pints, doing all this dumb shit. I wasn't doing it. I don't feel sorry for you people. All that shit is over. We're about to get into harder times than ever. If you're sitting at home and you
That's
make a bit
true.
of money with crypto and you think, don't worry, it's gonna go up again soon, you're just praying for some external force. That's not self-accountability. Sitting and watching the Bitcoin price, waiting for it to go up so you have money is not self-accountability. That's prayer. You might as well just do the lottery numbers. All these people who made money in this clown world, a lot of them haven't learned any lessons about the reality of Earth, and it's about to get a lot harder. If you have that mentality, it also makes you stronger mentally, I think, to deal with the difficult things in life. Because if you go to jail and you believe, and you were set up, and a lot of people have, and you're like, oh, the system's wrong, this is wrong, this person lied, I'm a victim, poor me. I don't think that's the right position of strength. I think I think you go into jail and go, okay, that's all garbage. Yes, it's a matrix attack, X, Y, Z. However, I could have done this, this, and this, and now it's my chance to do this, this, and this, so I don't waste the next few years of my life. And I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna do my very best to be the person I know I can be. And it gives you a degree of fearlessness.
Yeah.
It gives you a degree
It's
of
coming back to
fearlessness,
the
and
point I
probably
stated
one of the
earlier.
largest problems with society
Always
today
be
is that a
self-accountable
lot
and
of men
putting
have
everything
become
on
cowards.
yourself. It
They're
helps you
afraid to
ease
talk.
up a lot of pressure.
Absolutely
than
everything that
thinking
happens
everything
in
is
your
against
life,
you.
whether it's good or bad, is completely
It helps with your mental health.
Not enough people take responsibility for their lives completely. So if you're watching this, I want you to very seriously do this. This is a serious exercise. Take responsibility for your life. I want you to get a pen and a paper and write down everything good in your life, everything you're grateful for and thankful for, and everything bad that's happening to you in your life. Perhaps you have a job you don't get paid enough. Perhaps somebody at your job doesn't like you and is being horrible to you and is preventing you from getting your promotion. Perhaps your girlfriend doesn't listen to you. You have a bad relationship. Everything in your life is completely your fault. If you lose, no matter how well you play, if you lose, at some point you made a mistake. Even if it's the most minor mistake, you made a mistake. So you learn to understand that no matter what happens to you, if you lose a scenario, you made a mistake. Maybe it's a tiny one, maybe it was 2 years ago, whatever, but you made a mistake, and you learn absolute and utter accountability for yourself. And that mentality is extremely powerful to apply to all things in life. The position I'm in now as the most hated man in the world, although I agree and I truly believe it's unfair, I still take complete responsibility for. I'm not going to sit here and say
It's not
I'm telling
unfair.
you why
He
it
knows what
happened when
he's
I talk
doing.
about TikTok,
To
YouTube Shorts, but I'm not going to blame.
he's mastered the master of algorithm.
They're a company making money and they're monetizing the best they can. Fantastic. All of this is my fault. But the Bugatti on my drive is my fault, and the yacht is my fault. The private jet's my fault. So it's all my fault. So
He's doing
I take the
everything
good with the bad.
for clickbait and for rage
I
baiting.
don't sit there and go, oh, they're lying about me. Yes, they're
And that's
lying.
another example of what you shouldn't do. You shouldn't let people that you don't know get through your head. I'm not the best example of this, but everything that you need to perceive people as just passerby in your life. If somebody did me wrong, maybe he's going through something wrong, move on to the next thing. Don't use it as an excuse either to be bad with other people or to just hit a whole gender or agenda or race just because of somebody. Just move on in your life and don't expect anything really. Do your best. And that's it. People will just be looking for content or ways to get money. His way was to be more problematic than actually telling the truth, even though he says the truth. You just gotta be able to pick and choose from everybody. I think everybody can learn, teach you something in life, like I said earlier.
But I still own it completely. They're lying about me and they're talking shit, but I own it and I took responsibility for it and I sat there and I took absolute accountability and I thought, okay, how can I turn this in my favor? And I beat them. If I'm walking down the street and it starts to rain, I take responsibility for that. I didn't have to be in rainy London. I could have been somewhere else. I could have brought an umbrella. Could have took a car. I'm responsible for getting wet in the rain. And there's people out here who just don't take any responsibility for their own actions, let alone the weather. If you take complete self-accountability and you self-reflect, you can learn a whole bunch about life.
But could you not just say that it's raining, this is unfortunate?
No, but that's what losers do. It's
But
raining.
you could have checked the
I'm
weather.
unlucky.
No,
but that's what they'll say. I got wet because it rained, not my fault. Whereas I'll say I got wet because I did not prepare for the rain.
Yeah,
If I
he
were to
didn't
say
check
to
the
you,
weather. I can't get
you
what he
can
said.
make
He's
$10 million
problematic. I wouldn't say the
and dig a
contrary.
hole deeper than your competitor.
really
across the
problematic,
next
but-
12 hours. You shouldn't be asking me for a special shovel. You shouldn't be asking me to cheat. You should say, is it going to be fair? If he doesn't cheat and I don't cheat, I can beat him by sheer will. Because in a fair competition, quite often it is sheer will. It's the capability and ability to endlessly try which will be the deciding factor. All you need to do is believe in yourself, believe in your capabilities, believe in your dedication, and you will win. If you feel sad, that's all that matters. Not, well, I feel sad, but it doesn't matter because I'm doing the right thing. I feel depressed or I feel stressed, but it doesn't matter because I'm dedicating myself. No. What matters is how you feel right now, which means they only want to be happy all the time. And if you're going to only chase happiness and you don't have any particular skills, you're going to end up just chasing hedonism, and this is where you end up. And it's insanity. I think one of the largest tenets of masculinity for the largest period of human time is ignoring how you feel and doing what you're supposed to do because you're supposed to do it. We feel things, but jobs must be done, whether we are happy or sad.
Nuance. You are permitted and allowed to take time and think about yourself. That's what I'm saying. You need to have a retrospective, like even every time, even if it's once a week, once every 2 weeks, but you need to take that time. Even if it's with just a family friend or, like I said, no Discord, you can just be there, take time, speak with people, enjoy life, and appreciate everything you all are doing together. Just to even really share pressure, but you also gotta put in the work. We can't get better by just sitting and hoping. Nothing happens without efforts. That's the thing you need to know.
Anybody who is below us and not on our level, if you really want to talk to us, you know exactly what to do to have a conversation with us. Become too important to ignore. We became too important to ignore. And it's down to you now to become too important to ignore. If you have any kind of honor inside of your heart, if you have any kind of respect for your ancestors, if you have any kind of healthy masculine ego, which you're supposed to have, not the ego which destroys you, the ego which convinces you that you're special for no reason, but instead the ego which convinces you need to be respected and you're prepared to do any amount of work it takes to be respected, it's fantastic. That's a good thing.
Exactly.
Having an ego
Fair
you
enough.
work hard to justify is a superpower. If you want to matter, if you want to argue with us or disagree with us on any subject, then you need to get up and get to work.
Because a lot of people
He
who
is
are
not
bragging
wrong.
have nothing to back it up. Once again, I slightly disagree. If you have enough to back it up, you are allowed to brag. But you have to make sure there are real world achievements and you're not living in any kind of delusion. Absolutely everything as a man is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to become your best and brightest version of yourself. And you're not going
And
to
you
do that
owe it to
simply by
yourself. That's what I'm
talking it
saying,
into
usually.
existence. You need to live it into existence. You need to go out there and do things which are genuinely difficult, genuinely stressful, which are genuinely scary, so you can become the man you want to be. So you have to take responsibility for these things, and you have to seek them and choose and find the correct difficulties for you to overcome so you can build a character worth having.
Yep, I think mostly resumes. I did say mostly what I thought about what he was saying. You could have understand what I was saying by he's mostly problematic, but he does say some stuff. So far as you actually pick and choose what you consume as material, he said some interesting stuff. The part where he doesn't actually speak to, but you go see it in his video, is that he's always with his brother, and his brother is a mental and emotional support for him. So you see kind of what I'm talking about. You need to be able to have a strength, like I would say, on dit can comment, je sais plus, something to lean on, somebody to lean on, like be it video games, be it a family member, be it me. You could just try. I've not yet posted the part in the Discord, but even in general, you can just text me. I'm open. We can discuss. If something is not doing good in your life, we can help each other out. It would be the gym, be it like just learning a new skill if it makes you happy. So far as you manage to make the difference between the emotional need to just sit there and relax and blame yourself and just be in depression, which is not actually easy, you can actually overcome everything in life, you know. Don't be afraid to speak, don't be afraid to ask for help, and inshallah we'll all get there. I think it's all for me today. I appreciate everybody that took time to come and watch. It's your boy MH. See you in the next one. Peace out.